Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Sal Says What. I didn't get a chance to do an actual full episode this week, but I did want to at least hit you with a Friday Comics Roundup. So I got 3 trade paperbacks that came out a few years ago. Want to hit you with them, see what you guys think, and tell you what I think about what they were all about. So let's get started. First one I want to talk about is the trade paperback collected set from Dark Horse Comics of the Terminator 2029 to 1984 by Zach Whedon and Annie McDonald, writing and art respectively. I have a very weird relationship with the Terminator series. I'm a huge fan of Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. Hate any and all incarnations thereof. Anything that is Terminator, I check out, read, absorb, and almost immediately hate. Be it comics, movies, video games, they all leave me in the cold. I'm always immediately disappointed and always surprised. I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm always surprised by how they completely miss the point. Zach Whedon does a respectable job of telling an original story with new characters merging with previously established characters. I won't get into too much spoilers, but I will say that if you're going to have a book called 2029 to 1984, you are going to be treading on the original Terminator series. So you will have some of those characters crop up. Andy McDonald's art is pretty good. He does a good job conveying emotion, and his designs for the original characters are pretty great. The previously established characters, I don't know if they had a likeness problem where they couldn't actually portray what Michael Biehn or Linda Hamilton looked like, but you know who you're supposed to be seeing, so your mind kind of fills in the gaps. The story itself, kind of weak, to be honest. I mean, it's a neat idea, but I don't care about any of these characters. I'm going to have to give this one about 3 out of 5 Little Houses. I feel like the book does a good job. It's probably one of the best Terminator comics, knowing that there's a Terminator 3, knowing there's a Terminator Salvation, knowing that there's all this crap out there. It does a great job of just telling you one story, an original one, that takes place within just the continuity of the first Terminator movie. So, anyway, I'm going to give the Terminator 2029 to 1984 3 out of 5 Little Houses. Pick it up if you really, really like the Terminator franchise, and that's about it. That's all I got to say about that. Next one I'll talk about is an independent book by Loaded Barrel Studios, book by Jared Burrell, Jonathan Burrell, and Alex Goz. Gray. This is a book I picked up at the New York Comic Con in 2011. You'll actually be able to catch an interview that I did with Mr. Jared Burrell right there. So check it out. It's actually kind of an interesting interview, and it gives you a lot of insight into this book. Really interesting idea. Original concept was originally, I believe, a screenplay that they wanted to kind of adapt into this comic book. It's like a graphic screenplay. You're actually kind of watching the movie through a comic book format. It's a neat idea. Original. Got a very X-Files feel, kind of an interesting, old 90s alien vibe to it. Very grounded, very Super 8, very E.T., very X-Files. The writing is pretty good. The story is, like I said, it's pretty tight. If it went on too long, I would be a lot more critical of it, but the fact that it stays a respectable Hollywood length, I'd say it's a pretty solid read. I'd give it, again, 3 out of 5 Little Houses for Gray. Check it out. Pick it up. You can go to the website, which is below at Loaded Barrel Studios. Okay, for my final book, I didn't get a chance to actually do a final independent book. This one is a DC book. It's from a while back. It's called Superman Infinite City by Mike Kennedy and Carlos Meglia. Tiffany picked this up because she was so drawn to the art. And I gotta say, Carlos Meglia's art is something I've never seen in a Superman book, much less a mainstream comic. I really, really loved the art in this book. It was just so interesting and original. It felt like a anime merged with a Western flair. It really just spoke to me. I loved the art. Writing is it loses me at times, but the story is very interesting. It's a lot of fun. It's a solid Superman story that I never really hear about. I'm sure that when I jump on the internet, it'll be a classic story that the internet hails and loves, and I'm once again completely wrong, like my opinion of Walking Dead or Six Gun. But Superman Infinite City, I'd give this, once again, I think 3 out of 5 Little Houses should suffice for Superman Infinite City. I'd give it more if the writing was a lot more tight, if it was a lot more like Superman Birthright, just really solid, tight writing. But the writing is a little bit weak. But it does a great job of telling an amazing story, fun, just romp, for Superman. So that was the Friday Comics Roundup from me, Sal, from Sal Says What on Twitter, and you can always drop by the website, littlehouseentertainment.com, or stop by our Twitter page at littlehouseent. You can also stop by our Facebook page, Google+. We've so many different ways for you to reach us, and of course on our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to, like, thumbs up, whatever. And finally, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of a reaction video from Tiffany, who picked up Bioshock Infinite at the midnight premiere, and has got a chance to play through it, and she... well, I'll let you see what she has to say about it, but, you know, it's a pretty sweet game, I gotta say. I'm a big fan. Anyway, take it away, Tiffany.
Hey guys, I'm Tiffany. I'm gonna, I guess, just kind of talk a little bit about my reaction to Bioshock Infinite, which really sounds ridiculous when I say it out loud. I was a little wary about it, of course, when they announced it. And then there was, of course, the whole year and extra months that we had to wait for it to actually come out, and I really thought to myself, there's just no way this game's gonna live up to having to wait a whole year being pushed back. Within the first 10 minutes of the game, I had completely forgotten that I had to wait a year for it. I was just blown away. It was like something I've never experienced ever. I spent so much time just looking at everything, just lighting and reflections and models and effects and just all sorts of things, just to the point where I was like, okay, I need to focus and play a little bit. And Booker, I love him. I love his charisma. He's got this weird charm about him. Like, he's just really real and has some great reactions to things. Next day, it was like, all right, I'll play a little bit more. Really trying not to play too much, knowing that the weekend was coming and I wanted to play it with friends and such. And found myself just almost not able to stop. Just could not stop playing it. I kind of related it to, like, when you get Girl Scout cookies, you know, you get that box of Thin Mints, you get a couple of boxes of Thin Mints, whatever, and you open them up and you first get them and, like, you eat a whole bunch of them and you're like, okay, wait a minute, if I eat all the Thin Mints, I won't have any more. So you try to start, like, rationing it out, and that's how I feel like I'm doing with the game at this point, where I'm like, I just want to play, but I don't want it to end. I don't want it to stop. I realized, like, I'm never going to have the same reactions I'm having through any other playthrough again, which, I love the idea of having to play through it again. I like knowing that I'm going to play through it with friends. Every room is exciting, every going around the corner, every enemy, it's just all really exciting, and I just can't wait. I'm trying really hard not to overthink the plot. The, you know, would you kindly reveal was one of the most amazing reveals I've ever had in a video game. I was just blown away, shocked. I am trying to not expect anything like that from the game. I'm just going to be along for the ride and just enjoy it. So yeah, but I'm, you know, trying not to do a review because I clearly have not finished the game and I want to take my time with it. But it's awesome and exciting and just a lot of fun. So, you know, if you're watching this and you don't know me personally and therefore are not coming over to the house and where I'm going to probably make you watch me play it for a while, go ahead and get it. I reversed my cover because there was a really fun illustrated version. But here you go. So yeah, totally, go get it.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's great.
Well, anyway, that's it for us. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
But the fact that it's pretty decent in the sea of shit that it kind of floats in, it's not a very good analogy. Sorry.